My first guest is currently taking his union-sanctioned 15-minute break. Please welcome Pennywise the Dancing Clown.
Do you ever sit and think about the meaning of it all?
What?
Is free will an illusion? And we're all just cogs in a greater machine?
You really shouldn't smoke that in here.
How do we measure our lives when time is subjective?
I don't really...
Sorry. That's my break.
Welcome. Welcome to the Bengoolie podcast. My name is Ben, but during the pod, you can refer to me as Bengoolie. Welcome, one and all. And welcome to you guys, too. My bestest friends in the whole world, starting with the best one of them all. My girlfriend, Haley.
Hi. Do I need to say anything this time?
Would you like to?
Sure. Actually, I'd love to. I'd love to.
I never want to muzzle you at any point.
Well, that's a
That would be
relief.
strange.
We have rights now.
Oh shoot!
I forgot.
Oh shoot! Silly woman
I'm
brain.
Haley. I am Ben's girlfriend. I have, again, I'm kind of new, like I say, to the horror scene, but I have spent, a good part of the last 5 years easing into the genre because you are a huge fanatic, and I love supporting that of you. And our other best friend is a huge fanatic, so we kind of have to love it.
Yeah, what are we supposed to do? Hate it?
Yeah,
That'd be a
that's not
really
an
miserable
option.
rest of my life.
It would be. But
Megan is another one that is not a frequent scary movie-er,
Not
but,
a frequent flyer.
Still
flying now.
still will hang every once in a while.
I'm playing along for
And
the
we love
long
it.
game.
We love it.
Hi, I am Megan Berry.
Speaking of her long game,
Hey. I am Megan Berry, and I'm a little baby when it comes to the horror movies. But I mean,
you're doing great.
We need little babies though, because
We make it fun.
how will we know? I mean, we can wax poetic about this stuff all the time, but we're seasoned, and I like
Sure.
to know the
I don't get
opinion
scared.
of people that generally don't watch these movies.
no,
So
I feel very general
you for
public
joining
with the
us.
horror movies.
Right?
Good.
I'm like, yeah, I know, because I think like everyone else. I do not, but
And our other friend.
My name's Max Fettchenhauer. I'm a big fan of horror movies. And I am Ben's boyfriend. Not his girlfriend.
It's
I
complicated.
could be.
You can be whatever you want.
Yeah. It makes me excited.
Well, thanks for coming,
Yeah.
you guys.
I thought he was just gonna end it with "I'm Ben's girl."
I need to nail
And
my
I was like,
intro.
I love that.
That's fine too.
That was kind of fun. That's where it was
I-
going.
Girls.
And I was like,
Yeah, you
curveball.
It's 2020.
I'll nail my intro.
I know, right?
I am Ben's side
You
hoe.
deserve to have a girl.
Well, speaking of girls,
Girls,
this
girls.
is tonight. We're talking about a movie that is all about the ladies, all about the girls.
For the ladies, by the ladies, with the ladies.
Indeed, and honestly, one of my unsung heroes of the horror genre. We're talking about Jennifer's Body.
Hell yes.
One of my faves. One of my absolute
So
faves.
good. So
Starring Megan Fox and directed by who?
Michael Bay.
With the IMDb up.
That's a really good question.
I
Gentle
wish I
person by the name of...
Hold
Good
on.
old fashioned Karen Kusama.
directed by a woman.
By the
Very
women.
cool. It's by women. And
Also directed The Invitation, Girl Fight.
The Invitation.
From
I-
2015.
We saw.
The Invitation.
The Invitation from 2015.
Oh, I was thinking of New
and
England
Yellow
Invitation.
Jackets.
Cool.
Anyway,
We'll,
Some
we'll
other
have
stuff.
Good on
to-
you,
We'll have to
Karen.
watch a little bit more of
Karen.
Karen's work.
Maybe.
starring bi icon Megan Fox. That's what I was
Yes.
Googling. I was like, I'm pretty sure she's bi.
Is
And I was like,
she?
oh, let me double check really quick. She is. She's a
Bicon.
bi icon. She's a
bicon.
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 And as the 16th hottest Megan in the world, I'd like to personally say this movie is pretty fun.
This is a special. one.
She
This
did a
is
pretty
special
good job.
one.
She did.
I'm green jello.
Because it's all the things that I love about traditional horror combined with all of the things that I love about early 2000s.
Yes.
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 Oh my God.
It's
Very
it's
nostalgic.
genuinely a little
silly.
perfect little adventure. I
Mm-hmm.
think.
I mean, you don't often run across a movie with an aquamarine reference in it.
No, that was
You
so
really
good.
don't. It was.
And
Tickled
that's,
me pink.
That's one of the first things I want to like kind of get into, like our favorite things about this movie. Everything from the characters to the dialogue, the effects, the outfits, the set dress, like everything about it is colorful and fun and scary and horrifying and weird and
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
Amazing.
Really?
So let's go around and let's talk about some things we loved.
I mean, there's many things. How could one choose one?
How could
That's why
one?
I mean
You know.
I just named like 6 off.
I
the
know.
top.
No,
You already
it's
are
hard.
going out with a bang.
But something that stands out to you.
I love how like as someone who hates demon movies, even though I'm like newer to horror, I've not been through a lot, and demon stuff just tends to just psychologically, I don't know, just because like I'm like, is it real?
It's under your
Unnerves
skin.
you.
It unnerves me. This was a good one. Like this was something like when I first saw it, I was like, there's no way I can watch a demon movie, and I saw this. and I
Can't be
was-
enough.
Yes, the effects. It's not practical. Excuse me. The
Some of it-
effects.
There are some
Some of it-
really
I mean,
good
yeah,
practical
yeah.
I
effects.
guess you
But
know.
you're saying
Just the effects in general, of like how she could be like this normal teenager who's still like her quirky self, and then like
Yeah.
have a demon inside her. And I
Quirky
just
little
was
self.
like, that's what I love about this movie is it
It's
ties
great.
together the horror and the camp and like the just cheesiness in a perfect little bow.
I mean,
Yeah.
and
It really does.
to your point about like not liking a specific type of horror movie, everyone's got their thing.
Yeah.
I remember Max suggesting to you one time that we should watch Arachnophobia, and you had a reaction that I can only describe as icked.
Not happening.
And
Not in my
that's
house.
that's the
And not in
thing.
your house. Not in
Because
any house.
I know you have sat through some of the most intensely disturbing things that anything had ever put to film.
Yeah, in real
But-
life and in film.
Barbarian.
You had a reaction when I said we should watch Arachnophobia, and I love Arachnophobia. A, because I'm not I guess as bothered by spiders for the most part, but
Yeah.
B, I think it's such a great campy '90s movie, and that's why I really want you to watch it.
I tried to watch Eight-Legged Freaks.
Oh yeah,
I can't get through it.
no
That-
way.
Like the opening
that
scene.
one's different though.
Yeah,
that one's
but
a
it's still
little
goofy.
different.
It's got David Arquette.
Yes, but it's goofy in a different way.
Yeah, I guess. I haven't seen Arachnophobia.
And the spiders are that's the thing. The spiders are different in Arachnophobia than
It's
they
really-
are in
it's
Eight-Legged
kind of
Freaks,
okay.
so.
Are they normal
Yeah,
spiders?
You sat through it. You watched.
Yeah, I got through
Arachnophobia.
it pretty okay. It's
Um,
kind of cute.
They are real
honestly.
spiders.
Okay,
And-
so they're not like
It's
big
kinda
spiders.
cute.
Anyway, where
Anyway,
this
we're not
Anyway,
talking about
another
Arachnophobia. We shouldn't talk about Arachnophobia. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really is a great movie, and I think it's just it knows how to have fun. You know, like it gives you exactly what you want when you watch
totally.
it. But it doesn't give you too much. You
Yeah.
know, it knows it knows exactly what it is, and I think that's a really not a lot of movies today know that. I think a lot of
I'm
movies
total
today
agreement.
try to, be something that they aren't or try and
everything.
push the envelope a little
Yeah.
too much when in reality it should be just like a fun time.
Yeah. So I mean, but I could go on and on about this movie,
I mean-
praising it and whatnot. What are some things that we didn't love about Jennifer's Body, if anything? It's definitely not a perfect movie.
No, no movie is
No.
except for Jordan Peele's Nope.
We'll talk about that sometime. I don't know.
I mean,
I love that movie too.
But
you know what I
like,
think it was? I didn't get why. Like, I know she's hot, obviously,
Yeah.
obviously.
She's got that.
But I didn't necessarily get
she had,
why
like a hot counter.
people
on the bottom
still
of the
liked
screen.
her. And I think that's just something that always throws me off about 2000s movies.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I forgot that like the popular girl is always like the worst person ever.
Yeah.
But for some reason, everyone's like, "Oh, she's so cool,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Wow,
That's so true.
Because deep down, you want to be friends with the popular group,
Right.
even if you say you detest
Sure.
that.
I think it
Yeah.
just takes me out a smidge, just like that part of the age."
I can, and actually, I mean, especially right after talking about Blair Witch, where we're like, oh, those characters were very believable.
Yeah.
This is one that like
Like you're so
it is
fake.
very hard to believe in these
Yeah.
characters. 100%. You absolutely can believe the story that you're in and the
Yeah.
narrative that they're unfolding, but it's so character like cartoonish. I guess
It
at
comes
times.
with the nature of this type of horror movie. Blair Witch is a very much like, this is realistic. This
Yeah.
should be this.
Yeah.
Is this real or is it not? This movie is 100% classic camp.
Let's make a fun,
yeah.
funny, goofy
And in
thing.
campy, goofy movies, you don't usually have super deep characters. You can, but that's not usually. It's usually about the vibe, you know, that
Totally.
you're setting. So the characters kind of become a little bit more like caricatures. And I think they do a great job at that. But I do think
It
sometimes
works.
and that's kind of, I think, one of the reasons why like campy movies kind of get overlooked a lot is like, because there's a lot of things in them where you're like, well, this is obviously dumb, you know, kind of thing. Like,
but
this
I'm not
character-
mad about it
but,
because
like,
it's obvious.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's purposeful.
A dog.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty good.
What do you got, Haley? Anything?
For what I didn't like,
Yeah, something
Yeah.
you didn't like about this movie.
well, I mean, we already kind of talked about her character. Like, I do wish she had a little more depth to her. Like, she really rode the whole, like, oh my God, I'm so hot.
I wanted some sympathy for her, but I
Yeah.
never got it.
Like,
That's
right
what-
now,
like
literally,
right now they're
yeah.
showing off her
doing
boobs.
Like,
yeah,
we talked
yeah.
about, like, Craig, who died or whatever. She's like, I just, like, she, like, the fake giggle, like, I guess she's trying to portray, like, you know, like, I guess a sex icon of height. I don't
Yeah.
like even saying that, but,
Par for the course.
I
it's
just do wish that,
2009.
like, she had a little more depth to her character. But
This is Transformers era Megan Fox.
Oh yeah.
overall, like, I don't, like, maybe the other thing I don't like is Needy just kind of, like, if I were Needy, I would be, like, trying to tell everyone. And she gets to a point where she just trying to tell everyone. But I feel like it's a little bit of a slow build. Like, your
Yeah.
best friend came to your house and vomited black goo.
And all you did was tell your boyfriend, who was like, "Girl,"
Yeah.
you weren't like,
Yeah.
"Maybe
Would you
I
not be
should."
like, what the fuck? You're here? Like,
Yeah.
don't touch her. Like, why aren't
Right.
you, like,
It
you
took
know?
until halfway to the movie through the movie for me to be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, she has a parent."
Yes.
Would you look at that?
yay!
And then at the very end, "Oh, Megan has a parent. I mean, Jennifer has a parent."
Yes.
What?
Yeah, unbelievable characters make unbelievable actions.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's again, it works,
Yeah.
but it totally distracts you, and
Yeah.
you never at one point
Yeah.
or any point are like, this is a very like I'm
Yeah.
taking this movie as seriously as it
No.
takes itself.
Well,
Because
it's-
it doesn't really take itself seriously.
No.
and
Yeah.
that's great. A good point though, and brings me to the thing that I liked least about this movie, which is Chip.
Yeah.
Because of all the non-believable characters and all of the non-believable things they say, he is the worst offender.
Yeah,
He
I feel like
is.
he's very one note to me.
Well, that's and I think and part of me wants to double back on the comment and say I feel like it was purposeful is because A, everyone's a caricature. B, this is kind of the thing that like happens to a lot of women in movies in the first place. They get written with no dimension whatsoever. And part of me wonders is like, is it in error that they didn't give Chip any dimension, or is that a purposeful thing that they
Yeah.
did to highlight?
To flip
He's
it around.
the side.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like he is really just like the love interest,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
there's not much more to him than that. And
He's someone to make Needy seem like she's not super duper lonely.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
and
doesn't have any other
therefore
friends, but-
he doesn't need to be any big.
No.
But I mean, that's you kind of like are picking at straws, I guess, when
Yeah.
you're doing that. It's like,
Yeah.
well, if you want him to have more dimension, then don't you want everyone else to have more dimension?
Right. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
everyone can in a movie.
I
It's, you can only have so much runtime.
It's really
It's
hard.
wishy
too.
washy.
Mhm.
I feel like
Wishy-washy.
if Needy didn't have a boyfriend, it would be a very different character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a good
I
point.
agree.
I would,
That
I could
she's just
definitely
like
see
some-
that.
I feel like he
Loner obsessed with Jennifer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Versus this.
He gave Needy more dimension, but like
That's
he
fair.
Yeah.
didn't have.
But
that's
he
a
was
good
he
point.
was a
Yeah,
he was her side piece.
So
was-
maybe it was
Mhm.
purposeful because I mean I
Yeah.
think about other movies.
He's
and
a
I'm
tool.
like, that's
Yeah.
kind of sometimes the function of some women in scripts is
Sure.
to make the
This
main
is the
guy look
guy's
better.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
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 Very interesting.
Pretty accurate.
That's the role that
mean,
Megan Fox plays
yeah,
in
in
a lot of
Transformers.
movies.
Especially
It's just to
movies.
make
Wow.
it's in
Wow.
Transformers
Transformers.
You look at all the original. Or
Why did
every
she
single
open
Michael
to make
Fox.
Bay
Sam
Transformer.
look cool.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's dating
Yeah.
Megan Fox. Oh my God.
He must be cool.
The car
which we can-
scene.
And it comes full circle.
Yeah. So let's keep going with the scariest thing.
Top 10
about,
scariest moments.
Jen's body.
The scariest moment for me in Jennifer's body is it has to be when she comes back home the first night. They
Yeah.
build up the tension after the concert. The
Oh
venue's
my
burned
goodness.
Yeah, that was
down.
good.
Yeah, you're right.
Needy is this is probably the most a good pure moment for her. She's actually scared. I actually feel like she's panicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the tension of her going through the house, she hears something, she gets off the phone with Chip,
Yeah.
and then she goes in the kitchen,
Yeah.
and then Jennifer pops up, and she's just covered in blood, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
something happened to this girl, but we don't know anything.
Yeah.
And then it's the eating the chicken on the floor, it's the vomit. It was the best.
Yeah,
it
she
was
barfs up the venom
really
symbiote
good.
for a half
I
second.
forgot about all that stuff because
It
that is
was-
such a good gross
It
out
was
moment.
nasty.
It's the first demon moment we see, and
You're
you're
right.
like, Jennifer isn't Jennifer. It's a body.
It's Jennifer's
Mhm.
body.
So
Jennifer's
that was
body
It's
now.
chills
just her
for
body,
me.
it's
Whole body
nothing
chills.
I love that, Megan.
I mean, honestly, same. That was probably the scariest moment.
Right?
But I think also the end
Mm-hmm.
of just
Good
being
idea.
like,
Mhm, sure. The end or the end?
What do you
There's
say?
oh,
Which
not
end?
the
Little-
end. The
okay.
end where the conclusion of Jennifer essentially
Yeah.
was actually like pretty.
We'll spoil that. I won't spoil the end because you
Yeah.
have to go see the movie.
Mhm.
Yes.
The conclusion of Jennifer was honestly like kind of scary. I think like
Yeah.
just the like why are they at an abandoned pool house at the top of this random hill?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
no one's gonna come. Like no one's coming. That's far away. They don't have cell phones. They can't get help.
It's a sad day when no one is coming.
I know.
Max.
I'll be honest.
Spooky.
I didn't find a lot of this movie that scary.
That's okay.
But
we
let's
did.
let's reach a little.
there,
bit.
I do have a scene that I've been thinking about that did get me. So everything with Jennifer and the punk rock band, I thought was very well done.
Ooh.
Great.
Yes.
I really liked the scene where at the after the bar burns down and the leader of the
Oh.
band is convincing her to get in the
Yes.
Oh my
Mhm.
god.
Really got under my skin.
That was
Yeah.
icky. That was
Very
icky.
true.
The
Very
drink.
icky. He just like gives her a drink, and I'm like, you don't know what's in
He's
that.
like-
And he's forcing her to drink it, and her friend is just like,
don't
needy,
do
is just
it.
like, don't go in there, you're fine. She's like, I'm gonna do it, and he is like fully taking advantage of that,
Yeah.
and takes her in the van. And then that final shot of her sitting in the van with her legs up as the door closes, I thought was very haunting.
Yeah.
Um,
No,
and this,
he does the you know where we should go? We should go to my van. It's really safe.
yeah, it's really
You're
cool
like,
and safe.
Oh,
No.
It's not. It's a van.
Well,
Yeah.
Don't go in. Have you learned nothing? Don't go in vans.
Yeah.
did you catch the line he gave Needy? He was like, "Oh, don't worry, we'll take good care of her." Like he after he
Which is
Yeah.
another
the way
super.
he tilts his hand under her drink to get her to drink more
Yes.
of the-
Yeah.
whatever the sleeping
Yeah.
agent he gave her.
Whatever.
Or
And
even just
They're
every
giving him-
little decision they make leading up to her getting in
Yes.
that van is
I thought
Creepy.
creepy and
Really gross.
weird and awful.
predatory.
Yeah.
really got under my skin. And then the other scene that I really thought that really got to me was again with the band and with her. And this is a bit of a spoiler. Do you want me to talk about what happens in the woods?
No, hit it.
So
In the
it's
woods.
when they're in the woods and she's tied up.
Mm.
And she has no idea what they're gonna do to her.
Mm.
And they're kind of explaining what they're gonna do, and they're joking around, and it's kind of funny. Like there are a few lines that made me laugh
Little
really
Yeah.
hard.
Broadway jokes. For
But
sure.
when they start stabbing her,
Mm.
it is so brutal, and I don't think there's any music.
Mm-mm.
And you just hear her screaming and the sound of the knife pounding against her
it's like that
chest.
scene from
and it just-
Zodiac.
Yeah,
Oh,
it really. And
where the
she's-
sound is
Yeah.
what kind of makes
Mhm.
your
Yeah.
blood curdle
Mhm.
a little bit.
It's just it really just the
Yeah.
brutality of it
True.
just really
Yeah.
freaked me out.
Very
They
good.
it was a lot of stabbing.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
It
a
was
lot.
just so much.
So
They
much.
lacerated her.
Yeah.
It's a little bit overkill, but
Good point.
But yeah, and it's just the fact that she's like tied up while they're doing it, and the way the scene is directed before they do that, with her not knowing where she is, what they're going to do, really freaked me out.
Yeah.
I think.
It's,
Well,
yeah.
thanks for having this long-winded discussion about again, horribly underrated, most wonderful
Mhm.
Megan
Of
Fox
course.
vehicle, Jennifer's Body.
Yes.
And give it a watch if you've never seen it before. Please, it's on
You
HBO
should.
Max. It's streaming,
Mhm.
or you can
Yeah.
buy it on Blu-ray if you want to.
Do it if you're bad.
If you do that
Support
sort
your
of thing.
local
know
I do
Max
that
does
sort of
video
thing.
store.
Max
For
does
the
that
women,
sort of thing,
by the women.
And yeah,
With the
female
women.
director, which is
By the women.
it's,
Are we
pretty cool,
buying
and
By women?
especially for a 2009
With the
flick,
women?
So,
Pretty
Um,
awesome.
my to my bestest friends in the whole world, thanks for joining me on the Bengoolie podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Remember, my name is Ben, but during the pod, you can refer to me as Thanks for watching. Good night, everyone.